Well, today is Schluter Day. Gonna put the Schluter system in, so we have a couple days of letting it dry. I'm gonna draw a quick line out here for how far out we go. Probably the same thing up here because I think our tiles are gonna go right here. And we're only gonna go, Schluter wants us to go up above, but I think I'm gonna go right in here where the tiles line out. In other words, I'm not gonna cut the top tile. Wherever they end up, somewhere in this area, hopefully right here. Dang it, hopefully right here. That's what we'll do. We'll see. Anyway, Schluter system is that curb, which is this thing that goes down here. It's gonna go inside, obviously. You gotta cut it. It's styrofoam. This stuff goes on the wall. This is the second curb because the kit that we ordered was not designed for having that half wall. So, and then here are all the other components. So this guy's the drain, which is the first thing we actually put in because we don't have access to underneath the floor. So we put that in with spacers and stuff and then build around it. And then, or actually it's after the walls. We're gonna do the walls first, sorry. Then the drain, so I'm not stepping all over it. And then the base. So this guy goes around this. This is for the valve. It's got some of this on it around it. This goes on the gaps, this goes on the corners, inside and outside corners, and all that. I am not an expert. Oh, and I didn't show you, I don't know if you've seen that part. So inside, we got this guy. So we'll put the wrappy stuff. It's kind of like Tyvek, basically. Put the wrappy stuff in here, and then I'll put a corners, or not corners, but a curdy band is what they call it, the band. And that'll tie in these things so it'll be waterproof. But it's like a little niche for putting stuff so you don't see it when you walk in. Anyway, yeah, there's that. Cool stuff. All right, so I've got my 5 pieces of Schluter cut to width and height. I've got my seams, the ones that I think will happen, but that's the next step. Short one and 2 long ones. And then I kind of marked on the wall. You see that line where we're gonna Schluter it to. Messed up the first line a little bit. So this is all going to be where kind of where I line up the stuff and go around. So we'll have a seam here that I'll come back with the 4-inch curdy band, and this seam's going to overlap, so no seam there. And then here we'll have a curdy band, and down here we'll have a curdy band. This one's going to wrap around, and this I'm going to cover over and then cut in so it folds in like so, and that'll seal that up. That's the way we're hoping for. I had to gouge this out just a little bit because the Schluter system comes with a round deal that goes in there, and it wasn't quite fitting in my hole. I didn't leave it. I think it's supposed to be 4 1/4, and I put it at 4. This guy here. So this guy goes in like so on the wall, and then the cover for the deal comes out. Anyway, so we got everything prepped. I couldn't get the Schluter all set, so I'm using custom stuff, which is fine. Modified thin set. I'm gonna do half a bag. Hopefully that's enough to get my walls done. If not, I can do the other half a bag pretty easy. Calls for 6 quarts of water to mix for the whole bag, and 5.5 to 6 for the whole bag. They like it to be thin because you're going to mush it around a little bit, so I've got 3 quarts of water in there. That's 12 cups, and that way I just do a half a bag. Hopefully it'll be about right. If I got to add a little bit of water to the right, you know, if I pour a little bit up, so be it. Anyway, so now I'm going to start doing the walls. Once the walls are done, this thing I'm just going to cut a slit and slide over. Once the walls are done, I can then start attacking the floor. So I got to do the drain because mine is no access below. So they want me to do the drain first and then the subfloor. But what I'm first going to do is cut the subfloor piece. That's this big guy in here, because it's 6 by 5, I think, or 6 by 6. So I'm first going to cut it to fit. So it sits in there, centering the drain over where my drain is going to be. And then I'll pull that out, set it aside. Then I'll put the drain actually in, and then we'll build the subfloor. It would be nice if I could get all of the curdy stuff in tonight. Don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. A lot of prep work went into, I had to wipe the walls down and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I cut this. That was too wide for my opening. I used contact cement and glued this piece back in because it was on the end like this when I cut it. So I made that shorter. Then got all the stuff set up. We got this guy. Oops. Got this guy all done. The walls. Turned out pretty good, I think. A little nook. Just, you can see where I just cut them and cut them in. Got the corners all done. This is an overlap. That's a corner. Got that doodle on. This thing fits down here. I need to do a little bit of trimming. Hey DJ, what are you doing? Yeah, a little bit of trimming, but yeah, it fits in there. DJ's not going to get out of the way, so you guys are going to have to live with him. Anyway, so that's done. So tomorrow we'll put the drain, we'll trim this guy to fit. Then we'll pull it out of the way, and then we'll put the drain in. Then glue this guy down with curb. Yeah, this is a tight fit before, so it's just right on the edge. So anyway, it fits, I promise. Yeah, then put the drain in, and then put this guy in, and then tie it all together with the edges and the corners, and then the sluter system will be complete, and we'll be able to let it dry for a day or so. I think they said 2 before we put tile on. So we'll do that. We'll put the tile on, and we'll be done. Everyone will be happy. I hope that my messed up edge line gets covered up by something. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, we got the curb cut and placed, trimmed up the excess stuff that was hanging out there. So that's a nice clean line. We got our drain hole cut. That's the Curdy spec. Bottom of the drain kind of slides in that hole also. There's about an 1/8 inch slop there. And then we got our pan cut. So the next step is to pull the pan back out and get this drain set to height and glued in. To do that, that piece of styrofoam pops out. They design it that way for a non-access. In other words, I can't get underneath the house. This is on a concrete slab down there about 10 inches. So I'll have to set that drain. Then I can set mortar, thin set for the curb and the pan. I can set that into place, and then finish the drain up. Do all the corners, obviously, like we did here, and then finish the drain up. So it's just getting it done in the right order. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so we got this guy glued down. Got the drain in and glued down. Then we laid the pan in that we had cut to size, and it's glued down. Now we're doing the corners, and we're going to start putting in the pieces that are pre-cut for the bottom edges, and that will complete. Then we'll do the center last because I'm going to be crawling all over it. So anyway, that will complete the sluter system, and then we'll let her dry for a day and put the floor tiles in. So just kind of showing you what we're at. Let me do these last few pieces, and then I'll take a video of the last bit. Well, I didn't mix up all of my mortar because I wanted to use the last quarter of the bag for putting my pebbles down on the base. And I ran out of, I have 2 more corners to do, this one and this one, the outside corners. So I'll do those when I do my base. It's no problem, because I'll have the mortar mixed up, and those should be extra because it'll be the same amount that I put down plus the extra for there if I measured out right. So we should be all right. But anyway, here's got all the corners in first, and then as you just saw, and now I've got these guys in and the center bonded component. So when this dries, other than these corners right here, these outside corners here and here, should be waterproof. Like the drain should work and everything, according to the interwebs. But I don't think we'll be taking showers in there till there's tile in it. Anyway, so that's where we're at. Tomorrow evening I'll check the dryness on this. Today's Wednesday, so Thursday I'll check the dryness on this, and I'll make a judgment call on whether it's time to put the floor down or not. I don't know why it would matter. It's going to dry, you know, with the floor on it or not. So I think we'll try and get the floor down tomorrow, and then we'll let that set. That'll be Thursday. So hopefully get the floor stuck down Thursday. Friday we can grout it, and then Saturday we can start going up the walls. See how it works. We might not get it done this week, but we're trying. All right, well, we got it all laid out. I didn't have to cut any. I just started laying them out against the wall and then filled in gaps with individual stones, pulled off the backing. It's going to be kind of a pain. This just set up. This is all kind of set in. It's going to be kind of a pain to make sure they get back in the right spots, but we'll see if I can lay them out pretty nice. When I say I didn't have to cut any, I mean no sawing. Didn't take very long, but there's a couple that I had to just cold chisel and hammer just to break smaller pieces off that would fit in the up against the wall. Like for instance, I had this gap to fill, so if I couldn't find a small enough rock, I would just break one, put the cut to the wall so it looks all the same. Anyway, it only took about 30 minutes to lay those out. Now I'm gonna mark them in order, pick them up, probably lay them out here in the hallway or in the room, and then I'll spread my mastic, get my drain prepped, and then start at that end and lay that way, I think, or yeah, start at that end and lay that way, and see if we can't get it all tied together as best we can. I might use some blue painter's tape there's a lot of loose stones over there to affix it. I don't know, we'll see. I'll see how I do it, and then we'll pick them up, mastic down, put these guys down, and that'll be done for the day. All right, so I think I've got everything taped in, the little pieces that I put in, and then I numbered them in the order, started to take them out, and I'm gonna lay them out in here in the same order. Then it's just mix up the mastic and stick them back down. All right, got it all cleaned up, swept out, wiped down with a damp sponge. It's ready to go. Got all these guys laid out in the order and numbered. Got my goo mixed up. It's ready to go. And now we wait 10 minutes and then remix it and get down with the get down. All right, well, there it is all laid in there. I started to peel the blue tape off, but the little single tiles were popping out, so I said, oh, I'll leave it there till it sets, till tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't get gooey stuff all over the deals. Had an emergency on the drain. I had it set so it would just push down. I didn't realize it had to go clear in so that it was level. I wasn't thinking. So I had to pull this one tile up right here and break it while my mastic was down. So I rinsed it off, and then it's not going to look as good as it did because there's some smaller tiles, stones in there, but it'll be all right. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Let that set. Tomorrow we'll grout. All right, we got it all grouted. Wiped it down. This is the second wipe down. You start to see the colors now pretty nicely. So we'll let it dry for about 20 more minutes to do the last wipe down, and then we'll see what she looks like. Well, started doing some tiling. Tried the back buttering thing, and that's hard on these big tiles. I had a bucket I was setting them on and doing them and then setting them up there. It was just seemed like a lot of extra work. So I'm going to try this next couple runs, putting it on the wall and sticking the tile on, kind of like you do with the floor. I don't know if there's supposed to be you're supposed to do it one way or the other, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it's starting to come together. So got some tiles, got my next half tile, and we're just going to put some butter on and going up. I got my 12 inches marked, so I'm going to have to cut the next one. So I'll put this row on, and then the next row I'll have to, I think it's a half one anyway. It might be close. Anyway, we'll do what we can do. Well, there we go. Back wall's done. Came out pretty good. I shouldn't say done. It hasn't been grouted. So I think I'm going to do this wall is next. And then when I put those in, the sides will hide all the gaps and stuff, I think, from the outside looking in. Got a piece of cardboard down there to protect the doodles. Well, we got first 2 layers on this wall done. Went to cut this tile, and I was breaking out the last little piece, and the whole thing broke off. So I said, huh, that is, and I put it back together just to look at it and make sure it's right, and then use the same measurements. But that's a sign that I should probably stop. So I stopped. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at here and here. Taking forever. Okay, well, we got her all the tiles stuck down, all the trim pieces on the outside. This stuff turned out really nice. I like this look better than edging, better than the edge of the, we were gonna do bull nose all the way around, but I like that a little bit better. A little bit more difficult, especially with this little gap right here. Turned out okay. 45 did on the saw, but anyway, got everything stuck down the way we want. You've seen the time lapse of this wall. I didn't want to bore you with every single wall, but I'm not a professional, so there's nothing really you can learn other than to see what I'm doing. But yeah, turning out all right. Next step, we're gonna let it set for a couple days. Oh, this thing, because of the Schluter wrapping all this around, ended up a little higher on this side, so I made sure it was level, but ended up with a little bit of a gap over here under there. We'll have to caulk that and paint it, but level and stuff, so our glass wall can go in. Anyway, yeah, we'll give it a couple days to dry. We'll grout it, and then we'll give it a test run. I won't bore you with the details of the test run. All right, guys. So today we're going to put the grout in. Should be the final step of the bathroom solution. Yep. We'll see what happens. Got stuff taped off, and just to make it easier to clean, I'm only gonna do the one groove there. I'm not gonna do that guy or that guy because none of the floor stuff, can't even see them. That's probably why we just butted them up against. We didn't grab them, and then we're just gonna caulk on top. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that very corner down the bottom there. No need for it. We'll grout these guys and that guy, all those, but got the floor taped off just in case I drop it and make a mess. Yeah. Got my grout out here. DeLorean gray, by the way, because, you know, gotta have a car in the bathroom somehow. Now I got this guy mixed the last half of the batch. Hopefully it'll be enough. If not, then we'll have to go to the store and get some more. Yeah. Oh, we're waiting the 10 minutes to let her do its thing, then we'll remix and then get back on it. All right. Well, got this wall done, and this wall is, well, not done, but the first wipe. So it's coming together. I had to take a break because it's very hard, and I'm a big baby. Anyway, we got this wall and that wall to do, so we'll continue on. Well, got stuff all grouted. She's cleaning stuff up, and as is usual, we're about a cup short. I mean, look, we got this little spot here, and then on the back side, there's a couple. Let's see if I can show you that. Doesn't always go perfect. Ended up just a little bit with very little waste, but just didn't proportion stuff right. And I don't have any left in the bag, so I got to go to the store and get the smallest bag. Well, there she is. This is a couple days later. It's still drying. We want to be 100% sure. Give it one more little light cleaning and then seal it. And of course we'll put up a shower curtain. We're not sure what to do here with this ledge. We're thinking either a glass plane, or then we found some glass block that looked really good. Some gray tinted glass block. 8x8, so there's only, you know, it's pretty quick. If we do that, I'll do it. Well, there you go. It's all done. A little bit more cleaning, but, and then we got to wait another day before we seal it. We're being really anal. We want it to be good. This is a shower. That's, you know, the floor takes constant water, so we want it to be sealed. The only thing we don't know what to do is this guy here. We might put either a sheet of glass there, or we found some really cool gray tinted glass block that might go there. It's a small wall, so if we do that, I'll do a little addendum. But yeah, she's done. Nope, turned out okay. Not as pretty as we wanted to, but hey, it's really good. I like it. Anyhow, we'll put the shower curtain up now. Or after we get it sealed, we'll put the shower curtain up and be good to go.